What's up, man?
Hey, hey, I had to do it. I had to get some theme music for you. I had to get some theme music for this. Like, I had to make it right for the smoke. I had to do it. I had to do it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Every good hero needs a theme intro.
Huh?
I said every good hero needs a theme intro.
Exactly. Um, can I just okay? One, this is absolutely an honor to get you on here. Like I have five people, like five cosplayers on my list that I look up to, and you're one of them. And I'm trying to get
Oh
y'all
man,
all,
thank you.
and I'm trying to get y'all all on this right now. I'm trying to take advantage of this time that we got. And I guess I've seen about everybody so far,
Right.
except you. I haven't got the chance to go
Oh,
out yet.
oh wow. I mean, you were able to get Night Mage and everybody.
I met Night Mage this past Terrificon, and he's such an awesome
Okay.
guy. Such an
Yeah, he
awesome
is.
guy.
He's a good friend. He's a good
And
friend.
I will be talking to him Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
Thursday night, and I'm excited because that's where we talked like for good like 20-30 minutes at the con.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it was just he's such a cool guy, such a cool guy.
Yeah, he
And I was
is.
telling
He's a
him
really
like,
down to earth dude.
yeah, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I put you guys up here because I'm like, I'm trying to get to this level. And
You're already there. You just don't realize it. You're already there. You're gonna have. I'm telling you. You believe it or not, you're gonna end up having someone who's gonna be like, yo, man, Ras, yo. I just gotta tell you, man, I'm much of a fan of. Watch, it's gonna happen to you,
you
and then
know,
you're gonna be like, wow. You're
you
gonna be
know
taken
what?
back.
Believe it or not, it has happened a little bit here and there, but I don't really take it too serious for myself. But when I did hear those a couple of times, I'm like, so this am I getting there? Is this how the smoke and is this how they feel? Is this how they feel a little bit? Like,
It's
uh,
humbling. It's for most of us, it's humbling because it's
yeah,
nice to hear the work that you put in and the time that you put in. It's worth it because you have people like yourself that are outgoing and everything and inspiring that are inspired by us. And
yes,
also it carries on the torch, even though I'm going to be doing this until the day I die, but it's nice to see other positive brothers, positive cats overall doing what you're doing, like alongside with me and everything, being able to team up down the road and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, I remember back. I mean, because I was talking to Hyro yesterday. We had a chat, and we mentioned you, and we talked about the whole thing about being bigger guys and whatnot, and doing cosplay, and it took me back to thinking back when I think about 2013, 2014, when I was starting to get everything done, like getting there, and really start using, start trying to progress, and I want to do a Power Rangers. And I kept running into your Power Ranger suit and on Google every time. Like, who is this guy? And it's just like, and I looked you up, and I'm like, this guy just does. He does everything. Like he done it, but it made me feel some type of way because it's like, one, he looks like me. Because there's always a stigma thing with black men. Men of color, that's a white man thing, or we don't do that. It's the whole thing.
As my boy would say, as my boy said from Wakanda, we don't do that here.
Yes. So so when I saw what you have done and accomplished over the years, it made me like, I could do this. I could try this. And I remember I hit you up on, I think, Facebook around that time
Yep.
frame just to tell you how much of a fan I was and stuff. And I was trying to learn everything. Like, where did you get your boots from? What did like just fanboying out. Even like when I saw Night Mage, I fanboy out. I was more fanboy with y'all guys than the celebrities that we had in the house that day. So just want to learn so much from y'all. But
Right.
but it started from you, seeing your work, and it trickled down to like this whole wormhole of all these other cosplayers that was
Yep.
so awesome. Including Nightmares, you, Raymond Ramos,
Yep.
Ivy Doom Kitty, and Sonny Island.
Sony. Yep. Hmm.
So y'all just opened the gate for me, like you know, because it just showed me, and also it showed me what to. You don't have to be in one spot. You don't have to be one mindset. And
Right. Right.
also, even for the ladies, I can show my nieces because I
Hmm.
don't have any kids, but I can show my nieces. You can also do this. These are look at these women doing something with themselves and putting a
Well,
positive spin.
my wife Dia, she
Oh my God,
cosplays,
your
so
wife,
she's a great example.
dude, you have the setup of like, okay, so I do this, my wife does this, we killing it, and I know it's like a lot of people like, if I could just be like them, if I could get something like that, like how it's like you have your setup. It's just what you built so far is just mind blowing. And, I'm still fanboying right now because right now I'm like I've been wanting to meet you for so long. I wanted to go to Smoke Con.
Yeah, I wanted to try to get you to PhillyCon. I wanted to
Yeah,
try to get you
I
great
wanted to
Philly.
go. I want to go. And the thing is that my travel is a lot easier because I have a car. I can do this stuff now. And it just all
Because I
depends
was
on timing.
following what you were doing. I was following what you were doing with the Black Ranger stuff, and I was like, "Yo, I'm loving it. I'm loving it."
Yeah, you know what? I had to get your approval. I got to make sure I had to get your
But it's not
approval.
even. You know what? It's not even a matter of approval. It's a matter of just you're going to find your own way. And for me, someone like me, I'm just going to support you because again, you're doing something positive. You're doing something uplifting, and whether or not you see it or not, you're reaching out a lot of other people. Maybe people I couldn't reach, but people that you're reaching out to. It's a nice way of expanding out your reach. You
Right,
know?
right.
So it's a blessing. It's a blessing without a
It really
question.
is. Yes. Um, so I didn't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to ask you some questions because I didn't know.
Yes.
I realized over the years because you put some stuff out over the years online about yourself, and it dawned on me from way back. You were on a Jenny Jones show, and
Mm-hmm.
as a kid, I used to watch that show religiously.
Yep.
I really liked the show. And when you came, and I saw that part about you being the Rock, and I'm like, wait,
Well, believe it or not, I'm actually a pro wrestler. I was a pro wrestler
yes, that's another
for,
thing.
yeah, and I was coming on there as the Smoke,
Yep,
but it was just the fact that because I gotten so much airplay because I look like The Rock, or should I say, let's get it correct. The Rock looks like me because I'm technically older than Dwayne.
yeah,
And there, if you look on the internet, you can find it. There's pictures of me and him together
right,
when we were younger. And then the last time we got a picture together was at his red carpet event for Gridiron Gang. So when we saw each other, we were like, "Oh, what's up," and everything else. He, um, but he's a really cool dude, really nice guy,
yes,
real down to earth. But like I said again, he said he gave me some encouraging words that I always carried on, and that's one of the things he said. Always find something to reinvent yourself because the wrestling thing is not going to last forever. It just so happened that I'm a big avid pop culture fan. I
right,
grew up on comic books and since the '70s, so I was already doing costumes. You can ask any of my friends that I went to high school with, elementary school. They'll tell you, they're like, "Oh yeah, he was always like that." Like
right,
my cosplay during my senior prom in the '80s. I mean, I was doing costumes. People thought I was an undercover cop, and sometimes they would call me 21 Jump Street because I was doing all these different, always looking different and wearing
right.
different stuff and everything else. So I just got back into what I love the most when I was appearing at Comic Cons as a pro wrestler, and
Mm,
eventually it siphoned back into cosplay, and I started doing costumes. And next thing I know, I was hosting
you're right. Yep, yep.
cosplay contests and everything else. That's how I ended up doing touring for Wizard World, and then me and Ivy were teaming up, hosting the shows with JDF,
Mm-hmm.
um, with Jason David Frank, and we were hosting a lot of the shows. I ended up hosting. They asked me to host on Heroes of Cosplay on Sci-Fi Channel.
Yes, I love that show. That was my show.
So in between all that time, I was still doing acting. I was doing theater. I was doing films. I was doing independent films. I was doing my own productions. So and then, like I said, I ended up appearing on Comic Book Men, AMC's Comic Book Men,
Hmm.
as one of my cosplays, and then I end up starting branching out, doing my acting stuff, quickly appearing in 21 Bridges with Chadwick Boseman's last film he
Oh yeah,
did,
yeah, yeah.
and then I just recently appeared on AMC's Dispatches from Elsewhere. I was on 2 episodes and did some background work and all. I mean, you see me prominently, you're like, yo, people were hitting me up, were like, dog, I just saw you. But I always go back to like my cosplay. My cosplay is everything. And I
Yeah.
mean, even though I host video games with Pass Controller with my co-host,
Right. Yeah.
Mark Carter and Brian Lessick. We host every month and all. We do shows and all, and then I'm going back and doing my fan films and everything else. In between all that, I'm still working on cosplays. I got like maybe 20 new cosplays because of the current event that's going on.
Right.
Can't like debut them, but I'm like, oh, I'm going to be showing off some stuff. Like I
Yeah.
got at least 6, 7 more months to show off 20 new cosplays. So
See,
yeah, I'm on a mission, man.
now, okay. So how do you like? Because I asked Nightmares too. Like, how do you juggle building these wonderful costumes, and in a regular job, like just the real,
Well,
matter of fact, just the real world. Like, how do you find like get the time management to
Well,
get that?
it's just a matter. It's a matter of balancing out your day job, balancing out, making sure your bills are paid,
Right, right,
sure that things are taken care of around you. Now, mind you, I've been doing this for a long time, so as time has went on, I've learned to micromanage certain things when it comes to my day job. But then when I get home, when I hit that 4 o'clock time, and I'm off for work. I'm all focused on either working on cosplays, reading scripts, writing. When I'm working on my cosplays, it's like I work on cosplays that I might be putting out the following year. So like I already got cosplays I'm going to be doing for next year, and then other cosplays I've sat on for 3 years that I'm almost close to finishing. And then there's cosplays I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do this now. All right, I got to just paint this, put this together. So it's a matter of just managing out your time and just being able to make sure, first and foremost, all bills are paid, that
right.
you're ahead of your bill,
Mm,
and then making sure that you make that block of time not only for what you love to do, but make sure you spend that time for yourself. Like whether it's playing a video game, cooking dinner, spending time with your significant other, your wife, or your girlfriend. You always make that block of time. I never let my job run my life. I run my job. I
mm,
run my life. And I don't let nothing stop me from doing what I love doing.
right.
Because most people, when they go to work, that's all they live for. Is going to work and coming home,
Yeah,
pay the bills, get back up, go back to work again. That's not me. I've
yeah,
never been like that. I've always been the kind of person that doesn't stop. And I might have those days where I might take a break for myself, but then I get right back into the swing of
yeah,
working on cosplays, and I come back, boom, boom, boom. And again, it's never been about competition or competing in contests. It's always been about the love of cosplay, the love of my fandom. So it keeps me going. This is the thing that keeps me driven, you know?
yes. I mean, you said some stuff that I'm learning. You gave me some wisdom there because I'm learning that, and as
Mhm.
I'm taking advantage of what we got right now and starting my new cosplay now, and just getting building everything towards it. Now, how did you like the trials and errors of using foam and stuff? Like you like you say you have so many things set at different time frames because it feels like it's like a new thing every week or every month. It's like when did he do this? Like the work that you put into these things, and I'm like the layers. It's just man, like when you
Well,
get something like
sometimes, and I tell people, I have help sometimes where I might be teaming up and collaborating with my boy Johnny B. Props, or I'll collaborate with some other cosplayer, and I might help them with something, and they help me with something, where we're doing stuff at the same time. But one of the benefits is having a backyard. One of
yes,
the benefits is being able to stay up as late as I want and go to bed when I want, and to make sure that, like when I'm painting I'm hot gluing. I make segments of time just to devote 4 hours of cosplay, working on cosplays. Take a break, get up early, like at 4, 3 in the morning, go to the gym, come home, take a shower, then go outside in the backyard, spray if the weather permits,
Right.
or hot glue and all. I mean, I've done some stuff where I've like really tested myself, and it's a test of endurance. For me, it's a test of just being able to know I can do this, I can make this happen. And I put together some serious stuff that really surprised the hell out of me. You know,
Now, now,
I'm like,
how long has it been now since you've been doing cosplay? Like, I mean, jeez,
I was I
how?
was cosplaying before it was called cosplay. So
Okay.
we're talking about when I was doing turning costumes, people thought, oh, this dude's a nut. This is so it wasn't even called cosplay. Before cosplay was used, the term was used. It was
Yeah.
costuming. Before that, it was just, oh, look at that crazy dude. Yo, that's the crazy guy, or that's the dude that's in the costume. Man, he's always thinking he's a superhero. You know, I was just showing my appreciation for my fandom.
Right.
It didn't care what anyone thought, and to this day, I still don't care. That's where I'm at. Where I'm at. You
And
know.
it's funny because I think that is that with the brick wall. That's your backyard. Is that the area?
No, no, no. That's actually in the vicinity where I live. I utilize that as my backdrop sometimes.
Now, I've seen it so much, right,
Hmm.
over these past few years that I'm looking forward to actually taking a picture right on that big brick wall.
You know what? You're about the fourth person because they were like, "Yo, this is the legendary wall. This is the
Yes,
legendary wall." And I'm like, I never looked at it like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess so.
it's really it's become its own character in itself. Like it's its own entity.
So
You
it's
know?
just like when the Night Mage used that hall when he does all his
Yes.
pictures, and I'm like, I'm like, yo, I love his backdrop. He has the most awesome backdrop, and I'm like, damn, I wish I had a backdrop like that. Well, I just got to make do what I got to do and make the black back wall and do my thing and all. But
Yeah.
for me and Night Mage, I always love watching what he does because it inspires me. Even though we never been in competition, we're good friends. We never been in competition. I think one of the first times when he hit me up, I will never forget. And he was doing, I had just did Spawn,
Yeah.
and he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, I got something to show you. Don't get mad." I said, "Mad about what?" And he sent me the picture. I'm like, "Son of a bitch!" But we were both doing Spawn. And through the years, he's done different variations. I've done different. And what's so funny about it, though, is the fact that either people would think I'm him or he's me. And we did this documentary, like this little documentary piece. They did on him
Yeah.
and they did on me. And he's doing Icon. I'm doing Valdor from, I mean, not Valdor. I'm doing one of the General Zod from Man of Steel.
Oh,
People were like, "Oh wow," and I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's Mage and that's me. We're totally different people."
yeah.
But Mage is like this. You got Night Mage, you got Hellspawn cosplay, you got Ramos, you got Fred Holt, you got
Yeah.
Wendell, Big Show, you got B Wild cosplays, and these are some of the male cosplayers I'm just naming. That's
Right.
not knocking any of the female cosplayers, but the male cosplayers that have been putting in that time and art and that
Right.
love for and utilizing that and using it to their advantage to help them send out their message, whether it's to inspire other people, inspire people like yourself that want to do it, but like, well, thinking that because of their body composition, their age, or their color, they
Right.
can't. Guys like those gentlemen I just spoke of, and myself, we changed the narrative. We're the ones that changed the narrative. So to be able to inspire someone like yourself, that speaks in volumes to me. So for you to be a fan of mine, and I'm just like, wow, I'm taken back by that. It's humbling. It's very humbling for me.
Yes. Seeing like yeah, this seeing that you guys do these wonderful pieces. They're art to me. They're just really plain art, and you guys
What's
do it.
up? What's up, DC Flash? He's just one of my supporters up there. DC Flash, what's
Hold on,
going
I gotta
on?
look at
DC Flash
these.
Unite.
I gotta look. I got my friend Chico. I got Turi. I got my friend. Oh, got good things over here. Okay, all right. Um,
To everyone who's tuning in
yeah.
right now,
Thank you guys
Zoom
for watching.
CW cosplay. What's up? Another one of my boys right there.
um, now I've seen that you have a, okay. First, I love that y'all put this out of, y'all don't let the gender, age, or whatnot,
Yep.
restrict you from doing something that you love. And I just love that, and I put that out there to anybody. Like, I go to work now. I used to try to hide it before, that side, but now as the years go by now, and I really love what I do, and
Yeah.
I let people know now. Like, yeah, I do cosplay. I go to
Yep.
conventions. I go, I do this stuff now, and it puts me in the box where they don't say nothing. Once I show them pictures, and they like, oh wow, that's fun.
You know what? But it's actually, you know what? In some cases, people are like, "Do you do parties? Can you come to my?" Because like for me at my job, I will get my group of cosplayers and we do stuff for kids at my
Yeah,
job. My age does the same thing with him being law enforcement. For me, I do the same thing at my job. And like I said again, where people used to might have made fun of it, now they're like, can you do an appearance? Can you do a picture with my son? And so for me, I don't look at, like I said, it's nothing to be ashamed about. You
yeah.
should be proud of yourself that you do the costume thing, that you do cosplay, that you do costume. You
I
should
get.
pride yourself on that. Look at it as a badge of honor, you
I'm very
know?
proud of it. I was with a group called Heroes Army, and we in that group get to go. We got to do fundraisers and birthday stuff. Yeah, fundraisers and cons and stuff. But it kind of fizzled out over time. So now with once again in the cosplay world, how it happened, I become the Black
Mhm.
Ranger, and they opened another door.
Oh, it
And now
happens.
I'm part of the East Coast Power Rangers. Uh,
Yep.
with my girl Shelly, and she brought up she was doing it. She was like, "Hey, I saw your work. I want to be part. I want you to join my thing." I'm like, "Cool." So my whole thing is next thing is like, oh, to do little parties and here and there, like little
Yeah.
fundraisers, because she's already starting it over where she's at.
Mm,
I talked to Night Mage about it, like the little things you got to know and what to do. But I couldn't do a birthday party. I was asked from a friend, "Hey, can you come to come to the house for my son's birthday?" And I was down for it. He wanted me to be the Power Ranger. I got you. But with everything going on, I was
yeah.
like, I, I still did something. I still put the helmet on and everything, just to be a little, sorry I couldn't be there, but but still rangered out.
Did you lip sync it? Did you lip sync and say, "Hey, I'm here, the Black Ranger, and I'm here to let you know I'm with you all the way."
You know what? That would have been a good idea. That would, you know what? I had to go do it a couple of times because I couldn't hear myself. But lucky I had everything quiet. But I just kind of yelled as much as I could through the helmet when I'm
Hmm.
passing out because the helmet is so high.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's something you shouldn't, you could do. For me, because with me being the Black Philly Ranger, when we got the Philadelphia Power Rangers,
Right.
we did like stuff for like kids and all that and inspiration. So I know exactly what you mean, and that is so. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a little voice box, and now I'm gonna hit it click. You should be in school. Always go to school.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Uh, that was funny. Uh, I'm gonna have to think. Make someone do that. I'm gonna have to do that next time. That'd be fun. Now I saw that you had the Orville fan made like a trailer. But yeah, I love it because I was thinking, oh, matter of fact, that's the one I got on my wish list right now on eBay. Um,
You know
but
what? And we're going to be doing a QA live QA tomorrow at
yes,
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel.
okay,
Believe it or not, my Orville fan film series, we just officially made it into a series. We got recognized by the executive producers from the Orville.
get out of here.
Yeah, and so because of that, we've gotten a lot of love from the Orville fans and everything.
Wow.
So I just casting um, my crew, and everything. So yeah, we're getting ready. We start filming in another week or so, and we're gonna be doing it. We found a cool way to work around the virus situation right now.
Right.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
and
I heard
I
they
got a
had.
slamming crew, slamming cast and the slamming crew that's working behind the scenes to help us make this
Because I
happen.
was hyped when I saw the little teaser, and I'm like, he's really about to
You
do
know
this.
what's out right now, right? You do know what's
Yeah,
out.
The teaser?
No, the fan films.
Oh,
The
it's already
first
out
one is
now.
out. Yeah,
Oh,
Planetary Step. The
see, I
first.
already knew about the teaser. I watched the teaser like a few times, but I didn't know the actual date of when. That's what I was trying to ask
Well,
you.
no,
Like,
no. The teaser was the trailer of me zipping up.
yes, yeah.
Right. So the trailer. I mean, not the trailer. The pilot episode, which is like 7 minutes long. That's the first one. Then we had a making of Planetary Step, and then we already started working on writing 8 episodes already.
I'm gonna have to watch it and check that whole thing out because I was hyped to see that, and because I love Orville, I love the Orville, and and I love the suits, I love the because I was thinking about doing one too, and I'm like, which department should I be in? That's the only thing I don't know yet what I want to be in. But I love that you guys are doing it, and like I was following that you when you did the Star Trek stuff, and I'm like, he's gone from that to do this, and it's like, yes, there it
When
is.
we had Stan Lee, a Trek Isolation, where we had Stan Lee. Let me see if I can get that. We had Stan Lee, Ivy, and all of us together. Stan Lee approved, and Stan Lee. It's the only time Stan Lee ever appeared in the Star Trek fan film or movie or anything. And Kevin Smith, in fact, let us debut it in Atlantic City during his panel.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I
Now,
got the video. I got to post that video up
I
eventually.
I tell everybody till I am a huge Kevin Smith fan. Like I just grew up on it, just his stuff. Dogma is one of my favorite movies. Clerks, all that. So to hear that, I'm blown away from that too. Like you've taken so many steps forward in the right direction. So many, like, what keeps that motivation? Like,
Well, it's I always find something new to either reinvent myself or to find something that I love. Like, and then working with great people, like my boy Jason Richardson from J1Con, we
yeah,
got VT Pros,
yeah,
and
yeah,
working with the Kamen Rider crew. Man, if you haven't checked it out, go on YouTube, type in VT Heroes testing, fight tests. I'm telling you right now, you get to see me in action,
right,
we're working with the stunt crew, the whole nine, man. It is awesome. But I'm the official VT Gray
yes.
for VT Heroes,
I love it.
inspired by the Power Rangers and all. And we got a lot of the Power Rangers people backing us. But VT Heroes, loving it, loving it. My wife is even one of the fighters now.
Yeah. Like how is it for her? Like, was she ever into it before you guys got together, or like?
When I met my wife, the funny thing was I told her right off the bat because I at that point in the juncture of my life I was letting women know like, look, I'm into cosplay, I'm into this, I'm into that. If you can't handle it, you got to go. And she was like, I met her at the Star Trek event.
Oh, that's
And
it.
the funny
That's it right
story,
there.
the funny story is I met her through Avery Brooks, who plays as Captain Sisko from Deep Space Nine. Long
That's
story
it.
short, because this is a long story, but long story short, she I told her when I was in the costume, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm in the cosplay too, but a lot of guys look at me weird when I tell them that." So I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get along fine. We're gonna get along
Yeah.
fine." So once she started like getting into more of the like coming up with costumes, and we were getting people to work on stuff and helping her put the stuff together, she came into her own thing, doing her own thing,
Yeah. I
which
see.
like now she's known as a Dia cosplay.
Yes.
So which again, hey man, it's all about being inspired. It's
Yes.
all about being inspired.
And I
You know?
just feel like like I see that you've done so much of that, and you have your wife involved, and y'all just kill it together. Like, my favorite one is with you guys, your other friends, doing Battle of the Planets.
Yes, yes.
And I'm a Battle of the Planets G Force guy, so it's like when I saw that, I was like, "Kid, how?" Just and best believe I've been trying to get my friends to like the cosplay. I got one so far. He got the
But here's the thing. We did that. We did originally that cosplay 5 years ago.
right.
The only reason why we didn't put it out there more was because my wife at the time, she didn't have her helmet or costume. But now this is hers. We do it as a group. People are like, "Oh snap!" You
It
know.
just it hits on all the levels, every level
Yeah.
like you hit. So before we shut this thing, because I know it's got stuff to do. What is your? Do you have a favorite costume that? Because you've done so much. What's your favorite one, and what's because cosplayers know this, the most uncomfortable, the most uncomfortable costume you had to do that you wore at a con, and you was like, I gotta get this thing off.
Well, okay. Let me go back. First off, every costume is a favorite one of mine. I don't. There's not one that I don't like or don't have a favorite of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of because for that moment, putting that together, that becomes my favorite costume. There's ones that I keep. There's some that I give away, and there's some that I keep. And the ones I keep are the ones that hold a special place in my heart. Like I could say, Spawn is one of my ones I keep close to my heart. Um, 40K armor suit right here.
Yes, yes, yep.
Okay, that's one of my closest, special close to my heart. My Gears of War. So I got so many costumes. I won't say there's one costume I won't say is my least favorite. I love the costume. I want to wear more of it, but it is a lot of parts. And when I wear it, I have to be in a position where I have high ceilings. And when I have high ceilings and I wear this, I have at least two people helping me, being my handler. And that is Thanos. Because my
Yeah.
Thanos is 9 feet tall.
Yeah, as soon
Literally.
as you said that, I figured it was gonna be the Thanos. Yes, I
Yeah.
had an
I'm
idea.
on stilts. But I've never been in a position where I'm like, oh, I got to get this off me. Get this off me.
No,
But it's a thing where when I put it on, it's like once I'm in it, I'm in it. I'm moving around and all this stuff. It's just the fact that it puts a wear and tear on your knees because you're on stilts, and I'm on
yeah,
hard stilts. So I'm not on springs. So I'm actually on hard stilts. So when I'm walking, I'm massive, like Thanos.
yes,
The
yes,
thing is that, but I want to wear more. I want to do the costume more. I'm going to find a way to redo the legs so I can make it more easier to walk,
mm-hmm.
to manage my movement and everything. Because it's always about what I can do to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
And Thanos is one of my ultimate favorite costumes. But those costumes that are really high end that I'm like, okay, I'll wear once or twice, put away for a while, and then bring it back. When I bring it back, people are like, holy crap. This will remind them, like, yo, he ain't go nowhere. And I might add some new stuff on them, and they're like, oh my God. So, you know.
That man, how what is it like to travel with all that? Like to put all that in the car, like especially like the Thanos, like
When I do the Thanos, I have a handler, my boy John, who's my handler. He has a truck.
oh
So we
okay.
load up all like Thanos, Optimus Prime in the truck because when it comes to packing, you got to pack strategically.
Yes, right,
And it's when I go, like say if I'm traveling by plane, I always travel with my lighter costumes because there's no way in hell I'm going to trust the airport with my gear. So I
true,
have to bring those costumes that are easy to travel with and not complicated to put together. And then when I'm doing the bigger shows, local shows,
yeah,
tri-state area shows, Jersey, New York, Philly, those are the places that I bring the bigger costumes,
right, right.
the armor show, the armor costumes and everything. It makes it much easier to have someone helping me put it together. You know?
And I gotta tell you too, you made it easier for myself to be able to wear tights. Like
Well,
you inspired me to get to be able like to okay tights I can do it now. And after being the Power Ranger, I was like, I love this feeling now. It's such
spandex does not lie.
it does.
Sub-dye is the bomb. Sub-dye is the bomb.
Yeah,
Spandex does not lie, but when I discovered sub-dye, and then having a muscle suit on top of that,
yeah,
that's like, so even though despite the COVID and all that stuff, I'm in training. I've been working out and all, I still want to have the ability to where I can wear the muscle suit or wear it without the muscle suit.
Right.
But also, that's another thing about cosplay. If you're in the right mindset, you will want to stay in shape. You may not be the perfect toned body, but you want to stay in shape because you want to wear that next costume, and you
Yeah.
may not be all, but you want to be able to say, "Yo, I want to look good in that costume.
And I
I want
always
to
say
look." I'm looking in the mirror like, "Yeah, I'm good with this. Yeah, I'm good with that." You know?
exactly. And I always say you got the regular stage shape, but you also got to have that cosplay, that convention shape. Because
Yeah.
other than taking pictures and the whole thing, you still got to walk around. And that, especially however long it's going to be, you're going to be in your feet a lot. So, I was
It's
telling
called
people,
Advil.
yeah,
It's called Advil. Having lots of Advil. Advil always helps. Trust
yeah.
me.
Especially if you got like a 3 day convention. That's, ooh.
And always, one of the things I tell everyone: make sure you have sneakers
Mm-hmm.
when you shows, um, and also try to stay on carpet as much as possible. If you have to walk on hard floors, make sure you're wearing sneakers.
Yeah. Okay. I never
Because
thought
I'm
about
telling
that.
you, it will take a toll on your knees.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's a good advice, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Before we go, is there anything you like to tell people? Want to, tell the people what you want to, what they gotta go to find you, and what's coming up. You know.
Well, like I said, if you have video on demand, check me out on Dispatches from Elsewhere. It's on AMC. I'm also, you can find like a lot of my fan films, and so I even did a couple tutorials, cosplay tutorials, on my YouTube page,
Mm.
The Smoke, all cap words, The Smoke 007. Of course, you can find me here on Instagram, The Smoke 007, Twitter, The Smoke 000. I'm
Triple.
on Facebook. Um, Basically, I got my Orville fan film series. Also, Pass Controller video game show. Maverick, we got a show this Saturday coming up.
Mm.
And just like I said again, if you can't find me, Google Eric the Smoke Moran, and a whole bunch of stuff will come up.
Yeah, trust me, it's there. You Google his name, you're gonna see a lot. This man has done the job. He's been doing work. He's been putting the time in. I
And
just want to
and
say,
also, if you
oh
want
yeah.
to find me on DC Comics, you can find me on DC
Oh my
Comics.
God, yes,
That's
he
Freight
has his
Train.
own comic book, guys. He's a comic book character too.
Well, here's the other thing. This is what the crazy thing is. This past season, they had the female version of Freight Train as me, but under Erica Moran. They swapped.
What?
Yeah, but that was cool with me because I'm like, I'm still getting my props. I'm still getting my props. And my
That's
twin sister, believe it or not, my twin sister's name is Erica, and she worked for Marvel Comics. So I'm like, yo,
you
I can
have a
work
twin
with.
sister named Erica,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? I got a whole list of other questions, but I can't. You know what? You just move. You just man. There's so many. You know what? We have to do this another time. Got to do more of this to hopefully when this is all over, I can finally we can finally meet in person.
We'll take you down to Philly. Have you at PhillyCon?
Yes, yes.
And we didn't even touch the fact I'm the director for Great Philadelphia Comic Con.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm the costume director. So yeah,
You know,
yeah. The hits needs to keep coming and coming up.
you just what is it like like the verses they got on that we doing now on IG with Teddy Riley and everything and Babyface. It's like that. You just keep on bringing the hits. You just got more
Yep.
hits.
Only difference is my background ain't gonna break up.
Yeah, exactly. No technical difficulties. Well,
I'm my own hype man. I'll be my own hype man. So So
I want to say thank you so much, Eric. Mr. Eric the Smoke Moran is in the house.
thank you, sir. Thank you. You are more than welcome.
I
All
appreciate
right.
it so much, man. But,
All right. So, man, you let me know. I'll be more than happy to come back on and then do another interview with you.
thank you so much. I appreciate this. Thank you for the time. Thank you, everyone that's watching. Whenever you guys watch it later on YouTube or whatnot, this is your boy Awkward. This is another episode of Power Chat. This is Eric the Smoke Moran. We out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace and hair grease. Peace and hair grease.